Fight. Here we are, everybody. We are at the Matrixxx Groove Hour for, what is it, September 4th. What is it, Wednesday today? I don't even know. Back from Hurricane Dorian. Shady Groove, my partner in justice. Welcome to the show, brother.
Hello, Matrixxx Patriots. You survived the storm, man. I'm glad you're doing well.
Oh, I survived it, all right. I had Jim Cantori in my city. There he is, right
I
there.
saw that.
I told him it was going north and not to worry. In fact, I think,
and did he listen to you?
Nope. He was still.
He was staying still, be afraid.
Yesterday it was funny. He was standing by the, down by the water, and he's like getting sprayed and all this stuff. And meanwhile, it's nice and calm out here.
He wasn't leaning into it.
He was leaning into it, absolutely. But thank God we had a Cat 5 hurricane that just stopped on a dime over the Abacoas. And I want to just really quick, we need to pray for the Abacoas and everybody out there in the Bahamas, and just make sure that they know that we're with them. I'm going to be definitely trying to figure out what is actually what kind of aid is going over there locally, because I want to make sure you do not donate to this organization right here. And this is
Please.
This is the Red Cross. Let's take a look. Remember, Q said worth remembering.
Your assistance never makes it to the people that need it.
No.
Let's find other ways to help.
That's right. Let's find real ways. People helping
Please.
people. Yeah. I mean, look at all that money. Those are money crates. And probably in another compartment, there's kids.
Exactly.
So God bless you guys. Let's make sure we, donate to real people. Like, we know that the money's going to get there. $500 million to Haiti. They should have at least pretty much a new city, right?
Or a new country.
Right. I mean, it's funny, but it's not, right?
I know.
Yep. Staying on the hurricane here, I want to do quickly. I'm going to go right into this. Something just hit Dorian. Corporate media silent, and I want to remind you of some Q posts. Fake news about to shift the narrative against their masters in effort to weather the storm. Q 1448. False flag weather alert worldwide. Stay vigilant and maintain situal awareness. Let's watch this whole video. This is amazing.
A monster Category 5 storm with sustained winds of 185 miles per hour, now gusting to over 200 miles per hour. Dorian is gaining strength as it continues its slow march toward the U.S. It is the strongest storm on the planet this year, and right now it's lashing the Bahamas, Abaco Islands. After making landfall there just the last hour, its next target, the southeastern U.S. coast. This is a hugely threatening storm, but it's also very ominous because it's so unpredictable and slow. But powerful.
Yeah, that's the main thing. It's so slow, and this is incredibly powerful. This is not just barely a Category 5. This tops the Category 5 threshold by leaps and bounds. This is the strongest storm to ever hit the Bahamas. It has made that first landfall, the Abaco Islands, which is part of the Bahamas, and it is moving at a snail's pace. You can pretty much walk fast or jog faster than this storm is going, and it's going to sit over the Bahamas for a good 36 hours at least before making that northward turn. And so when you think about that, 185 mile per hour winds, gusts higher than 200 for a 36-hour duration, that is unprecedented.
Nearly every mainstream,
Shady, and sitting right there where it's actually aiming at, you're pretty much freaking out. I've never ever seen a hurricane just stop.
I've never seen it either. I mean, we've seen them, get slow and kind of meander a little bit or maybe move, but I have never seen anything just stop and sit there for 36 hours.
Right, and it stopped right over the ports over there too, which is
yes, it did.
Also very interesting. Let's keep going. And this is, by the way, High Impact Vlogs, VLOGS on YouTube. Something just hit Dorian. Corporate media silent. Hat tip to you, High Impact Vlogs. Here we go.
Media outlet is trying to convince their audience that this is an unprecedented monster storm. They're telling us this is a classic hurricane with a classic eye wall and that it's a monster. And then they tell us that the wind speeds are 185 miles per hour with gusts up to over 200 miles per hour. This is just one website you can go to see for yourself what the wind speeds actually are in any given location. It's called VentuSky. You can adjust the height and find out what the speeds are for specific elevations. According to this and other wind data maps, mainstream media is exaggerating Dorian's wind speed by over 50 miles per hour.
Imagine that.
So the question is, why?
Yeah.
None of what they're saying can be supported by the data that anybody can look up and see for themselves on the internet. The information you're looking at right here comes from Mike Morales' channel, where he taps into all this weather phenomenon using multiple maps.
And Mike Morales is awesome, guys. Mike's weather page. Check him out.
I just want to give props to Mike for all he's doing over there to expose the weather warfare that's constantly going on all around us.
Go ahead, Shady. Did you have anything, Shady?
Yeah, I was saying that he has an awesome page.
Yeah, he does. And he's also on Facebook, guys, as well, Mike's weather page. But this is his, Mike Morales is his YouTube channel. Check it out. Ready?
I'll leave the link to his channel in the description below. What you're looking at here on the right side.
Now, question, Shady. When you like want to microwave like a sandwich and stuff, what do we call it? Like if you want to put it in the microwave, hey, Shady, will you go ahead and... We have slang for
nuke
that.
it.
Nuke it. Oh, we do. Microwave nuke. Okay, let's check this out now.
Side is Dorian, this so-called monster Cat 5 hurricane. What you're seeing on the left side is the official Category 5 typhoon Trami near Japan from the September 2018 season compared to what we're seeing right now with Dorian. Hurricanes are usually asymmetrical and wider, whereas Dorian is compact with an eye wall that's perfectly circular. According to Mike Morales, who does weather for a living, and some others who are monitoring this very closely, this appears to be a manufactured storm. And check out this anomaly that you won't see on mainstream media. This comes straight from the MORT, or microwave imagery. See these dark branched outlines coming from the west side of Florida and touching the outer bands of Dorian? The microwave imagery actually captures some kind of energy field connecting with the storm. What's that all about? We know they have directed energy technology. This is not a mystery, they make it known. It's not conspiratorial, it's stuff you can find on the military's own websites. We also know that they have weather modification technology. Is what we're seeing here a manufactured, directed, and manipulated catastrophic storm? From what they're saying, it looks like they want to park this over the Bahamas for 36 hours. Why do they want to do that?
And it's going to sit over the Bahamas for a good 36 hours at least before making that northward turn.
This microwave being directed at this storm is not a natural occurrence. The questions we should be asking are, where's it coming from, who's directing it, and why are they doing it?
Right. So we look at weather posts and fake news about the shift narrative against their masters in effort to weather the storm. Panic everywhere. Patriots are ready. Enjoy the rally at the Q tonight. Q. 1972. Bigger than Watergate. Biggest scandal in U.S. history. Crickets. Fake news. Desperate to shelter? Define shelter. A place of giving temporary protection from bad weather or danger. Q. FF weather alert worldwide. Stay vigilant and maintain situational awareness. Q. What do you think about those right there, Shady?
I think that's very interesting. Whenever you look at this video that he was just showing us here, connected to maybe a possible overlay of a storm that's not really the size they're pretending that it is, and then exacerbating a storm with microwave directed energy is something that's in the books. Like he said, I mean, this is technology that, all you guys out there, you guys know already that this is technology that they have. It's not a secret.
So in my opinion, this would be technology that the white hats used to stop the damn storm.
That's what I'm thinking, and that's why the president was saying the other day that we were going to nuke it.
And then what did Hillary said? Made fun of that, right? Yeah. So
Yes,
it looks
she
like
did.
they were taunting each other on Twitter. That's what it looked like to me, right?
Right.
I mean, let's look at that. Let's go to Twitter, and let's go look at what's Hillary Clinton, right? And let's cruise down there. Two other little girls watching. 40-hour work week. Let me see. Where was it? Did she already take it down? Oh my gosh.
Or was it a reply? It might have been a reply and not a direct tweet. Maybe that's why you don't see it.
All right, under replies.
Maybe not. No? That was a while back. She did tweet it.
Yeah, it's gone now.
Huh. Okay.
Okay. All right. Anyways, she did say something about the president nuking the hurricane, and I thought that was very, very interesting. What did the White Hats stop this storm from hitting the U.S., guys? That's my question. And also, if you look at this, this is 3 days, 3 nights, dead center Dorian. The other day, Trump said it looks like the storm will hit dead center. Let's explore the odds that Dorian would make a dead center hit on Epstein Island and the Chinese Denmark ports in the Bahamas at a Cat 5 before turning northeast.
So Denmark has control over the Bahamas ports.
Yep. Maersk.
And the president a little over a week ago was planting Trump Tower where?
Greenland, Denmark, right?
And
wow,
it's like, just saying.
Oh, that's a good call, dude. Wow.
He was pointing us to say that the storm might be, a little bit more than we know.
Again, my prayers go out to the people in the Abacoas, that are affected by this storm. I want to make sure that that's completely understood. This is Chinese container ports in the Bahamas. Would you be surprised to learn that the Chinese have been using our $500 billion annual trade deficit to buy up all the ports near America? Thanks, trader politicians. There are 2 massive complexes in the Bahamas, dead center in Dorian's path. And this is the China.
And we know much about all of that shenanigans.
There it is right there. Look at that. This is a really good thread, guys. The next one is Denmark, Chinese partnership in the Bahamas. Remember when Trump, asked to sell us Greenland? Here you go, Shady. Maersk is the largest company in Denmark. Maersk just happened to partner with Shanghai on the port in Freeport, Bahamas, that just got dead center hit from Dorian.
So it was sitting right over them for 36 hours.
That's right. 3 6s.
And a major shipping port for Maersk, and there's this is a great thread, by the way.
Yeah.
Hat tip. This is amazing thread.
Yep. So Maersk has a 7-pointed star for a logo. Nothing to see here. You probably recognize that 7-pointed star from Game of Thrones. Also, whose handy Masonic badges worn by Chips and Harris County sheriffs. Plus, all the witches love this symbol. Even the Jordanian flag uses it. That's very interesting. Here's the creepy 7-pointed star stuff, guys. There you go. It's a heptagram. Okay. Maersk creepy tweet from 8/12. This is wild, dude. Nothing to see here either. Maersk thought it was a good corporate branding 3 weeks ago to post his creepy face with a comment about our reptilian brains, triggered by Trump's Greenland comment, perhaps? Let's look. Look at this. Our reptilian brain is holding us back when new ideas and opportunities arise. It's an ongoing fight inside all of us.
Really? I don't know, man. He may be having his own issues.
And isn't reptilian brain, that's the fight or flight, right? Just very, very interesting. And then evergreen shipping containers. Yep.
And remember, we had Kirsten Chillerbrand tweeting out evergreen last week.
Yes. And who else did? Jake Tapper did like a month ago.
About a month ago, and the Evergreen is a major shipping company.
That's right.
Shipping container company.
Yes, and the green containers, right?
Also code name for the witch.
Hillary. So what are the odds? So Dorian just happened to hit dead center between the sketchy Chinese and Denmark ports just off our coast with a margin of error less than 1 nautical mile, and yet it suddenly is beginning to turn northeast away from Florida.
Dead center?
Dead center. How wild is that, man?
Pretty unbelievable.
Right.
And it did cross Epstein Island as well. And then this stuff here about Abaco.
So was it a trafficking hub? Here's a 2015 article about Abacoa and the Disneyland of the Bahamas. Gee, what a handy location for a quick trafficking trip from Broward County. to pick up a few young tourists just docked from a container ship, and also Palm Beach County. Let's not forget. All right, because Palm Beach County is right across. Look at West Palm Beach. Boom, boom. Yeah, people go out to Walker's Cay all the time. I've heard that before. But look at that, guys. Look at that. I mean, that's really 70 miles away, give or take. All right. The deep water submarine access. Whoa. Everyone knows the water in the Bahamas is only about 25 feet deep in many places. However, right next to Freeport, the water depth is very deep. The trenches just offshore drop to thousands of feet deep very quickly. What an ideal spot for them, right? And that is the shelf. They call that the shelf.
And, you know, they've been selling all kinds of stuff, not just ports, but they've been selling all types of, American assets to foreign countries. So we start detangling some of this stuff. We may not, we may all be surprised at what we don't own anymore.
Right. Of course. I mean, even our parks, they're all UN owned now.
We went ahead and handed the Panama Canal back to China.
Yeah, here you go. Right. Watch the water. So what if dead center Dorian turns northeast and only creates heavy rain in the U.S.? It didn't even do that. I must ask what we just witnessed. If Patriots control the weather, we would only risk collateral damage if the threat of rogue weapons was immense and no other option was available. I mean, look at that, guys. I mean, I'm right there. See where Lake Okeechobee is? Basically draw a line straight. I'm right there, guys, to the coast. That's kind of freaky to look at, let me tell you. What about Harvey in August 2017? Harvey. Let's say George H.W. Bush had underground nukes stored as a threat below refineries near his Houston home. Can't bomb from above. What if we had to flood the entire city to save millions? 68 people died. Were 20 million saved? Was Las Vegas their payback? Interesting stuff. Interesting things to consider, guys. Interesting things. All right, so what about Florence? Did you know Florence made landfall on No Name Island in North Carolina with a dead center hit at New Brunswick nuclear plant? Did we flood them out as well? Can't bomb a bunker underneath a nuke plant. That storm also dissipated very quickly as well. I do remember that as well. Wow. Mm-hmm. Have a Corona and relax. And I tie Corona to the NRO. Corona Light.
Well, he's saying here, yeah, he's the
so he is. He's saying Corona too. Go to Q Map and see what it says. Yep, Corona taken down.
And one thing I wanted to
go ahead.
Yeah, one thing I wanted to add to his little right here, where he's talking about the reference to the water, and Q says to watch the water. And so I kind of, it's interesting the point he's leaning into with this, because with Harvey, remember, we had never seen a storm kind of move inland and just sit there.
Yeah, and it moved in and out, in and out, in and out.
Multiple times, right. And then in New Brunswick, this thing, it moved onto the shore and it kind of just sat there.
Yeah.
And then we had this major storm. Remember whenever we were doing all the dig about Arlington Cemetery and everything that we thought might be buried under there?
Right.
All the water, the rain, remember all the rain that was coming down? It just flooded them, torrential floods there right then. We were talking about all that.
Yeah.
So it does kind of, an interesting point he's leaning into with, are we using these storms to flood out their underground strongholds?
Right.
That we can't bomb from above.
That's right. That's right. And here's some...
Makes a lot of sense.
Here's some Bahamas footage, Abaco, prayers for all of them. Let me see. Here's another one. Praying for the Bahamas. Do not give. No Red Cross, guys. And I'll be finding out where the planes go with the supplies. This was very interesting right here. Let me go down here. Listen to this. Ready?
Just to enjoy the breeze and, enjoy the good weather. I mean, it's the calm before the storm, so we're trying to enjoy it.
It's the calm before the storm, Shady.
It's the calm before the storm.
Hello, Q person. All right, here's Hurricane Dorian Abaco video as well. Another one here.
This is unbelievable.
Yeah. Prayers to all the people affected on this. And I don't have any of the other pictures pulled up, but very, very interesting about this hurricane, guys. Oh yeah, here's me looking at the calm before the storm. I posted that August 31st. Gosh, it's been a long time, guys. Missed you.
Yeah, it took a while to work through all this.
Right? Missed you guys. There's Jim Cantori. He was at my local area there. I said hello to him and said that it was going north on August 30th. He didn't believe me. This is Michelle. Remember the
Iranian missile that didn't work?
Yeah, look at that if you tilt it. What do you see there?
A little bit of a splatter pattern and a possible Q.
Whoa.
I like it turned on its side like that, where you don't need to read it. We just need to see the Q.
And remember President POTUS's tweet, right? What did he say? He said, I hope you figure out who did it.
He's like, well, I don't know who did it, but it looks like it didn't work out for you. Good luck. I think he even said something like good luck finding out or something.
Right.
Some kind of comment.
That's so funny, man. Not funny. But...
He's trolling them in real time.
Yep. And also, this is, the thing, this is, me right there, that red splotch on the map. That's me basically in that area. Oh, look.
That I am alive.
Strong as an ox.
She's alive.
Oh, she thinks it's funny. The people think she's dead.
And I am on my way to being very well.
Ginsburg added she will be prepared to go back to work. The court returns from its summer break on the first Monday in October.
The lookalike contest is ended. We have interviewed 27,000 people, and we have found a match.
We found one. Oh, my God.
Sorry.
No, I mean, you're not... God knows, brother. You know what I'm saying? Oh, my gosh. All right, this is amazing. Look at this, guys. This guy is taking a canister of tear gas, dropping it into liquid nitrogen, and turning it to a harmless, solid form. These people are genius, Shady. Look at this.
And moving on.
Look at
this is what we're seeing in China right now is unprecedented, everyone.
Right. And Shady, you remember you said they were talking about the Second Amendment over there. Let's take a look at this.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna not play the music, but they don't want this. Look at this. We need the Second Amendment.
This is in Hong Kong.
They need the Second Amendment, folks.
Yes, they do.
In Hong Kong in decades, and yet the top leader here in the city, Carrie Lam, is defiant and defending the extradition bill. Tell us how.
So look at that, man. So Antifa wants your guns, and they want guns. So let's switch them out, Shady. What do you think?
I'm down.
I'm down with that.
I'm completely down with that, because these people understand what it means to have their freedom being systematically removed from them. Like they're working on taking away the freedoms of the people in Hong Kong and breaking the promise that China made to leave them alone and to not extradite for political crimes from the city of Hong Kong.
Right. Let's see what we got.
To be enemies against the public. The Hong Kong police force should bear in mind that it is their responsibility to serve and protect civilians.
Boom. Wow, look at that. Look at the pictures here, guys. They've adopted the American flag as a symbol against tyranny.
Yes, they have. And that's what the president meant whenever he came on and said, we're going to make America great again, because if America is not respected in the world, then why would it be presented as an example? We're showing the world what freedom looks like. We're showing the world what standing up for your values mean, and everyone on the planet, all humans want that. Matrixxx, not just Americans, all humans want that.
We are the beacon of freedom. We were the beacon of freedom. We are again the beacon of freedom.
And that's what is putting a nail in the coffin of this global deep state, is if we do that, if the president is able to do that, he changes the narrative back to what it was 100 years ago, which was that we were a beacon of freedom, that we were the light of the world, that we were the place that was going to free the world. They all have been in chains for centuries.
Right. And we stand with you, Hong Kong. And Shady did a really cool tweet. Shady?
We stand with Hong Kong. China is an oppressive totalitarian regime. And if you want to know the plans for you, look no further than the events unfolding there now.
Boom. Very, very, very well said. And
because this is what they wanted to do to all of us.
This is it. And this is from September 1, Hong Kong on edge after a week of clashes. And I found this Q post to be very, eye-opening. And this is worldwide, guys. Freedom of thought will not only save you, but it will save the world. The days of fake news, control of narrative, brainwashing are over. Enemy of the people, the Great Awakening, Q.
Look what we've done. Look what all of the people out there that are spreading this message of Q have done. We have woken up the world. The world has awakened now. We know that this is not, okay, the propaganda in America was extra heavy. The rest of the world maybe wasn't as propagandized, but now that America is waking up and we're turning the news cycle back around, and all of the people that have come to the conversation about Q and the president, they cannot control this narrative on the worldwide scale. They just can't.
Right.
It's gone. Like the shield, the facade, the glass, the whatever you want to call it, the mirror, it's broken. We did it. We broke the mainstream media. No one believes them anymore.
No. And people are hungry for the truth now, guys. So get out there and start talking to people. They are hungry. Very hungry. So we covered this, right? We did this.
Yep.
And very amazing. And we saw the Q posts on that. I don't know if I showed the Q post, but let's just do that one more time because it's important. If you type in weather to the Q posts search, let's just make sure we understand this. Fake news about the shift narrative against their masters in effort to weather the storm. Panic everywhere. Patriots are ready. Enjoy the rally at the Q tonight. Q. 1972. Carter Page. FBI knew about bias before getting a FISA on Carter Page. Bigger than Watergate. Biggest scandal in U.S. history. Crickets. Fake news. Desperate to shelter. Define shelter. A place giving temporary protection from bad weather or danger. Then 1448. False flag weather alert worldwide. Stay vigilant and maintain situational awareness. Q. Very interesting stuff, guys. Very, very interesting stuff. Wow. And
it really does maybe look like the white hats used this technology to prevent an attack by the other side with this storm. I mean, there's whenever Q says everything has meaning, there's so many levels to that.
Yeah.
And there's so much stuff going on in the background right now with them trying to cover stuff up. This right here, they really have you noticed the media silence on this, Michael, the Flynn story here?
Yeah.
No one's talking about this.
Yeah. So let's get this out there.
This is a huge event in the life of General Flynn.
Right. So let's Will Chamberlain, who is an anti-Q person, but obviously supports General Flynn. So thereby I support Will.
Right.
All right. So Sidney Powell 1 filed a bombshell motion in General Flynn's case on Friday night. Powell is asking Judge Emmett Sullivan to find the prosecutors in contempt of court and get them thrown off the case for Brady violations, guys. That's huge.
And they what they have done is they have withheld the evidence from the court that proves their case is bogus.
Well, they couldn't. So, yeah, the 302s. They can't. Yep. They can't get them because they are.
Because they're not going to. Yeah, if they can't provide them to the defense, then the case falls on its face. It's over.
Right. And not to mention the illegal FISAs in this case should be just thrown out anyways.
Well, they're going to have to be. Now that we see this stuff with Comey and the way that he's acting all sanctimonious like in public, this is, we're giving him the proper moment to gloat.
Some basic background. Brady violations are when prosecutors fail to disclose evidence that could be favorable to the defense. This is indispensable to due process for pretty obvious reasons. If prosecutors can hide evidence, they can get unjust convictions and pleas.
And they've been probably doing that in the DOJ for a while.
No,
there's going to be so many cases. Just think about
Sad.
every single case that Comey and Mueller and Rosenstein prosecuted. It's been 25 years these guys have been in charge.
Yeah, absolutely.
They've been, all of a sudden, 6 months ago, Whitey Bulger dies in prison. It's like El Chapo. It's like all these people. Like it's all bogus.
This is particularly relevant in any case involving Judge Sullivan, who famously threw out former Senator Ted Stevens' conviction due to Brady violations by the prosecutors in that case. Stevens' case was covered heavily in Sidney Powell's great book, Licensed to Lie. And thank God for Sidney Powell. She's amazing.
Man, I am really glad that she came on the team. She has both oars in the water and her ducks in a row.
Right. So here's the text. This is the very reason the court adopted its Brady order, was to impress upon prosecutors their most solemn obligations and to enable the contempt process to address the government's failure to comply, rather than leaving openings for any excuses or being hamstrung to consider criminal contempt charges, as it was in Stevens by absent of pre-existing order. Indeed, this court, right? So there's the book License to Lie by Sidney Powell. If you don't go ahead and grab it to support her as well.
And she's on the warpath to expose corruption already. So this is right up her alley.
So Powell makes a shocking accusation that prosecutor Brandon Von Grack and Zanib Ahmad, under the direction of Andrew Weissman, interestingly enough, affirmatively suppressed evidence that destroyed the credibility of their primary witness and impugned their entire case against General Flynn.
Boom. Yep.
That's huge.
It is huge. And these guys were, they were in charge of the setup.
Yep, suppressing evidence.
And I think that the president and General Flynn and everyone knew that they were setting them up, and they stepped right into this just so that we could set them up.
Right.
The largest sting operation ever in history.
So it looks like Sidney Powell's allegations are based on voluntary production of documents by the prosecutors on August 16th. Van Grack denied that there was any Brady material in the production. Powell disagreed and argued that the prosecutors should be held in contempt. Boom. So there it is. This is amazing stuff. Very good coverage. Will Chamberlain, thank you. Note, it's pretty much impossible for outside observers to determine who's right in this case. Yet, Sidney Powell filed an accompanying motion under seal laying out the specific Brady violations because the relevant evidence was produced under a protective order. And there it is. For example, just 2 weeks ago, Mr. Van Grack, Mr. Curtis, and Mr. Ballantyne produced 330 pages of documents with an abject denial the prosecution included any Brady material, yet that prosecution reveals significant Brady evidence that we include and discuss in our accompanying motion, filed under seal because the prosecutors produced it under the protective order. Wow. So there you have it, guys. Really wild stuff. So continuing on, this is Sidney Powell notes what the consequences of a contempt filing by Judge Sullivan would be. The existing prosecutors would be thrown off the case. The DOJ would have to appoint new prosecutors, just as that happened in the Ted Stevens case under Sullivan.
And there's no way any new prosecutors could possibly think that there's a case there.
Right.
Because there's no evidence.
And then Van Grack, Ahmad, and Andrew Weissman probably aren't even happy right now. The motion threatens not only their prosecution of General Flynn, but their careers and professional reputations.
Yeah, that's gone already.
Yeah, and I don't even care because look what they did to our General Flynn.
Man.
What about his career and his reputation, huh?
And his family, and the idea that he spent all this time not being able to travel more than 30 miles from his home.
50.
Or 50, yeah.
But yes. I cannot stress how appalling this New York Times article is. It is purportedly news, not opinion, but it reads like bravada. It's full of editorializing and at times straight up falsehoods. So the New York Times, yeah, we knew this, man. I mean, they're idiots. So he's
straight propaganda.
If you guys want to go ahead and check out that rest of this thread, it's very good. Thank you, Will Chamberlain. Appreciate it very much. So, ew. Oh, sorry about that, guys. Let me go to my profile. All right. So what else do we got? We got Pence, Vice President.
What's going
Pence.
on in Iceland?
He's in Iceland. Vice President Pence is here, and I know somebody that lives in Iceland, and her name is Ice. And look what she did at the Keflavik Airport. We are worldwide. Ice, where we go one, we go all.
Nice, Ice.
There you go.
Very
Ice.
nice.
We love you very much. Thank you, Icelandic girl. She's amazing. Get that out there. Retweet, tweet, and retweet. Look at this, guys. Missing the show today. I know. I'm sorry, guys. This is so awesome. We're going to have a show today. We're just going to do things a little bit differently. We're basically going to start just uploading, like recording the shows and uploading due to some scheduling issues that we might have here in the next couple weeks. So stay tuned for that. But we're here. We're going to be here, Shady. What do you think?
I think that this is the just a little adjustment right now, and things are moving very quickly out there, guys. We need to be paying attention.
All right, let's listen to President Trump right now. He just retweeted this.
We thought we'd give you a update on the hurricane. We got lucky in Florida, very, very lucky indeed. We had actually, our original chart was that it was going to be hitting Florida directly. Maybe I could just see that, Kevin. It was going to be hitting directly.
It's going to hit Matrixxx.
A lot of other states, but that was the original chart, and you see it was going to hit not only Florida but Georgia. It could have was going toward the Gulf. That was what was originally projected, and it took a right turn. And ultimately, hopefully, we're going to be lucky. It depends on what happens with South Carolina and North Carolina, but it's heading up the coast, and Florida was grazed, mostly wind, and we're going to have a report on that.
Wow. And that was heading right towards me, guys. I was right in the middle of that projection, trajectory, whatever you want to call it.
Trajectory.
Yeah, say that 10 times fast. Well, Shady, that's we're coming on about 40 minutes into this show. I don't know, what do you want to cover? Anything else? I mean, I've been kind of unplugged, if you will.
Well, I know that you've been dodging the storm down there and making all of your preparations and stuff and taking care of everybody. So, really, thanks so much for all that the special first responders and all the people that are helping everyone right now, because this is, I think we may have avoided a extremely large catastrophe with this thing kind of sticking there and moving offshore. So we're really glad to be here on Wednesday and not have a
mess to clean up,
a major landfall. Right.
Right. Very lucky. Patriots are now in control. Panic. They're seeking shelter. I'm telling you guys, I've never seen a storm just stop like that, ever. And I've been through many hurricanes, and I've watched them.
I've never seen it either.
Yeah.
And I've never seen one escalate from a Cat 1 to a Cat 5 in less than 2 days either.
Yeah.
That was some pretty quick escalation.
Yeah, and then it just stops, Shady, for 36 hours and just hangs. I mean, that's just interesting. And so we covered some pretty interesting stuff about the hurricane theories. We did the dead center one, right? We did that here, right, Shady? We did that today?
Yep.
Okay, and we did that. So I'm gonna go ahead and sign off. I still got a lot of stuff to put back together, if you will, because of the storm. So we'll be back at you tomorrow. What we'll be doing is uploading our broadcast for you guys to look at and share. But we miss you guys very, very much. And with that, Shady, last words.
All right, guys, everyone, take care out there. If you were in the path of the storm, don't hesitate to step out and help a neighbor or extend a hand or something like that, and we'll get through this. And Godspeed everyone in the Bahamas. That looks like an unbelievable tragedy there. And so we'll be in touch with some actual places where you can utilize any help that you want to send to some people as opposed to these
Do
foundations and organizations.
Yes, do not give to the Red Cross, guys. Do not give to the Red Cross.
And with that, Matrixx, I'm going to hippity hop around and just squeeze right through here.
Right on, guys. Thank you very much, Shady. And with that, this has been the Matrixxx Groove Hour for, what is it? Jeez, September 4th, 2019. Shady Groove with 3 O's on Twitter, In the Matrixx with 3 X's. YouTube.com/C/InTheMatrixx with 3 X's. InTheMatrixx.com. Get over there. Much, much love. Talk to you soon, Patriots. Peace.